everyone, welcome back to our second episode 2 of the Big Idea Hard Sell. Just want to take some time and thank everyone for watching our first episode and giving us some good feedback and some great suggestions on what we can do for future episodes. So once again, episode 2, Big Idea Hard Sell, guys.
How's it going, guys?
Yeah.
Episode 2, that's a milestone, I think.
Exactly.
So, it is.
Thanks for taking us to episode 2, everybody.
Thank you.
I think once we get to like episode like 20 and 30, then it'd be like a little, a lot bigger thing.
Alright.
So everyone this week and last week have been doing interviews at agencies and whatnot. So how about we just, do a quick run through on your guys' experience at some agencies.
Okay, so I started at Saatchi last week, Saatchi & Saatchi, and I met with Marissa Massenbrook, and she's an art director there, and she gave me some amazing feedback. It was my first one, so I wasn't sure what to expect, and she actually liked my book a lot and gave me some really good feedback on things to change, and kind of went from there. That was my first draft of my book that I kind of put out there. So I went back after that interview, changed a bunch of stuff, and this week me and Ryan we went to BBDO together.
That's sweet.
And I guess, you can get into more detail about that, but they liked our books too, so it was actually
Yeah, great experience.
And as you can see from how I'm dressed, I was in Toronto all day, and I went to Leo Burnett and Fuel. And Leo Burnett was great. I met with Marcus Sagar and his art director Raul, and they had some really good insights and just opened my eyes. Just the way they think is just totally different than anything I was expecting, and they gave me some awesome feedback. And Fuel, I met with Corey Messam. He's the interactive director. And he gave me some really good information about online advertising, and he just gave me some great feedback too. It was all around. So far, my mock interviews have been really good.
Sweet. Nice.
Oh, you met?
Me, last week, I had 2 interviews last week. Troy McGinnis at Taxi 2, which was like my most nerve-wracking one to go to. Cause like
Sweaty palms.
Yeah, definitely. He was like, he has like the job and the career and the position that I've always I want, So I showed him my book. I had it on my trusty iPad, which is excellent. And his feedback on mine was he loved my thinking style, the way I problem solve like these companies, brands. And he also thought he loved like all my unique brands that I had in my portfolio. He loved that I had like weird companies like Victor and like Fromers and all that kind of stuff. And then I also had an interview with Joe Morris at Capital C. Younger guy, and same thing. He loved my thinking style, and he also loved my weird brands that I had. Art direction, he enjoyed it. Troy didn't have really too much input on it, but overall, so far, pretty good. How about you, Ryan?
Actually, my first mock interviews were on Tuesday. My first one was at Fuel with John Barr, senior copywriter there.
Nice.
So I was pretty pumped about that, just to see what he would say about my book. For the most part, he really liked it, so I was pretty happy about that. He just suggested making some kind of little tinkers with it, little word or two here and there in different order, but it's really good. Then, actually, I went to BBDO with Eric second, so that was pretty cool. We got to meet with the art director and writer there, Mike and Chris, so that helped us out a lot. They did a lot of good constructive feedback for our books, I guess. Just kind of told us to tinker a few lines here and there and fix up the art direction, so that was pretty cool.
They had some really good insights too.
Just the way they think, like the way they reply to like all the
things that we never would have thought of, pretty much.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. And I have an interview next week at Mighty, which I'm pretty pumped about.
Nice.
And actually, I just found out today that I'm going to meet Jack Neary, the chief creative at TBWA. So that's pretty cool. So you, Martin?
Well, I went to Taxi 2 yesterday, and I actually went to go check out an account services position. Now, when I first started my classes, I didn't know if I wanted to be on the account side or the creative. So I was I know I want to be art director, right? That is my passion. But Taxi 2 is such a good agency.
Sweet there.
So I figured, once you're in, you're in. So I met with Dan Shear, who is an account executive. and we spoke. And with the resume I took in, I forgot to change art director off the resume. So I felt so bad because he noticed and he asked, he's like, so what do you want to do? Do you want to be account services or art director? I'm like, you know what? Honestly, I just want to get into the industry. He's like, well, you sort of have to pick, right? I'm like, you know what? In all honesty, it's art director, definitely art director I want to do. So we talked, right? He asked if I brought my book. I didn't take my book at the time because I didn't know if I should or not. But we talked, shared some ideas and some insight on how I think and that kind of stuff. So he showed me around the agency, and I actually got a creative contact out of it. So hopefully I'm going to go back, show my book, and get some creative feedback as well. He did a great job on my resume as well. Gave me good pointers on what I should change, what I should take out, and that kind of stuff. So awesome guy, and yeah, that was Taxi 2 for the day.
There it is.
Did you get a chance to meet Troy like at all there, or?
I saw him. I didn't get to talk to him though. It seemed like all the creatives were going for meetings, so
Cool.
it's interesting. How did they like the iPad on the portfolio?
Both Joe and Troy, like as soon as I busted out, I'm like, oh, look at you, you know,
Yeah.
and like they're like fiddling around with it and like just.
Tommy Techie over here.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I've always been like that though. But Joe Morris at Capital C, he was showing me around the agency, and then like everyone he says like, oh, this is Matt from Mohawk. He had his portfolio on his iPad, you know, and like I'm like, oh, that's what it should be now, you know.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't know, but I don't know. Having a physical portfolio, I think at times, you know, it was good too. You know, like having like a physical piece of
definitely
paper,
is.
you know.
But
So-
that has a cool factor too.
Yeah, no, definitely. You can zoom in like infinite into it, right? So it's,
Are you really eco-friendly? Is that the reason?
yeah, you know, save trees, save nature, save the world, you know? Peace and love, man.